Hello folks, how's it going? It's descattys. I'm obviously out in the shed for this one. Now in the last video I was just talking briefly about my little ration packs that I've made, or the little pouches of food that I've made up, and I said that I was going to show you just my little breakfast thing that I make up, the breakfast mix. So what I want to do is just show you both of them things that I make up. Now really simple, nothing cut and dry. I mean, obviously with rations and things like that, there's plenty of videos on on that type of stuff. Barney did one quite recently, and then there's other people out there that are doing videos on ration packs and all that, which I don't want to do. I really want to just sort of show you some of the stuff that I've been carrying out with me, and just made my life a little bit easier, especially after finding some different bits and pieces. So stay tuned for this one. So obviously when I'm going out for 1 to say 3 nights, I've normally got one of Mr. Fry's, I think it's the medium sized ration pouch, and I've got it in the DPM colour, MTP stuff. And as I say, what I normally put in there is, for example, I keep a long spoon that I carved. Right, just makes it simple for, if you've got ration packs and stuff like that. Say if you're getting saucy fingers, all right. That was the bag that had the had my porridge mix in it that I had in the last video on the Sunday morning. I'll just stick that down there. I also keep a couple of gels in there, like the energy gels. This gets flitted around everywhere. It's my it's just my set of tongs, my titanium ones. And I actually like using them as it goes. And I've got another porridge mix there. Now in this one, I've got some cinnamon powder, obviously some porridge oats, chia seeds and stuff like that, with some added milk powder just to give it that little bit of a milkiness. And I've got that in a nice resealable bag, so it ain't going to come undone, and it's quite a strong bag as well. Because the last thing you want is obviously that will come in apart when you've got it in your kit. And then finally in there I've got a little capsule of there's salt in that. Alright, but anyway, now when I'm making this sort of stuff up, now quite recently found these, well, I mean it's nothing new, is it? I haven't recently found this hidden treasure. It was Chris W that gave me the idea about these Mylar bags. I'll put a link down in the description in the video if people are interested. Okay, but they are really good. These can be, obviously, they've got a resealable top, they've got a resealable strip across the top there, and you can also heat seal them at the top there. I've not tried to vacuum seal them, and then you've also got the split there so you can open it up, but I think these are really great. And what I've been dispensing into them at the moment is really simple stuff. I really like the old Frey Bentos pouches. These have really taken off with people, I believe. So what I do is I add one of these. Now this particular pouch, a 350ml pouch, or 350 gram pouch, contains 392 calories. I don't think it's enough in just taking one of these. I'll add something else to it, and then what I'll do is I'll add something like a pouch of rice. Now I have been on a bit of a keto diet, but also with me doing my running and things like that as well, I don't mind sticking in a few carbs, because obviously I'm kind of burning them off. I can't go 100% keto anymore. For some reason it has a bit of a thing with me. Anyway, I'm no dietitian, it's just something that I've been looking at, reading my own body. And then obviously what I'll add again, as I say, I'll go back to these, is obviously with this particular one I've got chili con carne, and I'll add a firecracker rice to it. And then the other one I've got here, which literally I got today when I was out with Mrs. C, and that is just a bag of peeler rice and a chicken tikka. And then what I do, nothing special, as I say, I'll literally get one of these pouches, open it up, okay, I'll pour the rice in, pour the other pouch in on top, and then mix it up, making sure that I don't get any juice or anything near the top there. What if I do get it, then I'll just wipe it off with a bit of tissue, and then I'll seal that up, put the title on the front. I also put the date. I will keep this for a couple of weeks. I've not vacuum sealed it and stored it for months at a time and everything else. I'll kind of prepare these the week going out, normally when I'm going out camping and everything else, so I can then work out what I need, and then I can then just make one of these up. I know it's going to be great for the weekend, and I haven't got to worry about things perishing and going off that quick. All right, so then when I make up a porridge mix, really it's nothing hard and fast. You can go and get a big bag of oats out the shop, whether you want to pre-soak them, soften them up and all the rest of it, or whether or not you want to go straight from dry, dispense them into, depending on how much you want to dispense into a pouch of salts. Now I've got a ton of different bags and that I can use, you know, all these resealable Ziploc bags and all the rest of it. Whatever you use, just sort of like check I do on a personal thing, make sure that the clip on the bag obviously seals up quite well, because the last thing you want is that exploding inside your ration pouch with all your other bits in there. Alright, so I've got these, I've got ones that I've got from IKEA and so on and so forth, and literally they are just to put the porridge mix into. I don't really want to put them into the Mylar bags. I don't want to waste the Mylar bags for dry stuff. I just want to use the Mylar bags for the kind of the wet stuff, as it were. But continuing on with the porridge, what I'll do is I'll get a tub of porridge. This one is just a protein chocolate porridge. Okay, I'll dispense that into a bag of salts. Or I'll also add, for example, some macadamia and vanilla powder. Okay, this is quite a healthy protein powder. I'll add that as well. Add 1 or 2 scoops of that. I'll also add some dried skim milk powder, and the one that I think tastes pretty much one of the best. This is not dissimilar to the Nido kind of milk powder. Alright, this is the one I seem to get at the moment, and this works just as fine as Nido does. And then I'll add a couple of scoops into that as well. On top of that, I'll add some raisins, just to give it that little bit of a sweetness and a fruitiness. I'll even add some cashew nuts, a few cashew nuts, crush them up in a pestle and mortar, or just hit them with a hammer or a rolling pin. Add them to it as well, just give you a bit of a crunch, you know, when you're eating your porridge. And then maybe just a few pecan nuts as well, so you're getting the fat and some sort of wholesome calories there. All right. And that's about it. I don't really want to go into the ins and outs of ration packs and everything else. I just said, as I say, in the last video, I wanted to sort of just show you what I do, what's simple for me. Literally today when I went out as well, I must admit, all right, I had very slack days over the weekend, you know, where I was camping and maybe eating a few more carbs than I normally would. But I don't mind too much when I'm camping, because you're cutting wood, or you're working around the campsite, so you're burning off calories. It's not like you're sitting on your backside watching telly, or even just reading a book like I tend to do at home. But it just makes life a bit easier. But what I tell you, something that I did miss is something really sweet. And with the weather how it was the weekend just gone, it was really hot. The UK was hit by this really hot band of hot weather the last week, and I certainly know that if I'd had any sort of chocolate bars or anything like that inside my ration pack, they would have melted like anything. So what I picked up today instead, as an alternative to give me that slightly sweet sort of thing, and it's picked up some of these Biscoff biscuits. They actually come in their own little individual packets as well, so I can add 1 or 2 of them to my little bag of rations, and then I've got something just to have a little nibble on if I want something that's quite sweet. Alright, so there it is, folks. You know, I'm no expert when it comes to calories and all that sort of stuff, but obviously just do your own work. As I say, I'll put a link in the description for those Mylar bags if you want to get any. They do them in quite a few different sizes. The link will be for Amazon. If you know anywhere else that's good enough to get them from, then obviously let us know, let everyone else know. And really that's about it. Alright, so thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video, folks.